All right. Well, obviously it's a frustrating loss. I didn't think we came out of the locker room very good in the first half, to be honest with you. We preached about having energy coming off the interesting 24 hours of events that happened, and I don't think we did. I mean, we started to. The first drive was pretty good. Ending in a bad decision by John that I think hurt us pretty good. Thought our defense played really well the whole game. They played hard. They got a couple 215 yards of offense given up. I thought I was proud of the way they played. They kept giving offense chances, but you can't be one for 4 in the red zone. Bottom line, you get down in the red zone and you lose by 1 point. And you're 1 for 4 with 2 missed field goals, and we couldn't get it on a 4th and 1 when we rushed for 244. So it's frustrating. I think our guys we're going to learn from it. This probably might be the best thing that happens to us as far as realizing that 60 minutes is a requirement to win a game. And I was proud of the way they fought back. I mean, the second half, I thought they played well. They kept going and fighting, and we didn't have our best game going on offense, but they kept working at it. O-line and running game did a great job. But we got to get better. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We got to make field goals, and our defense has to keep doing what they're doing to keep us in games. Biggest thing, we talked about the first half, spotting them 7 points after we had that first drive. That really hurt the momentum of this team, you know what I mean? So we talked about playing 60 minutes. That was the biggest thing. And we talked about our goals are in front of us. The feeling, obviously they're all upset and they're frustrated. And I told them to remember that feeling, because that will be the single biggest factor in us being able to accomplish our goal, because it's still in front of us. Nothing has changed as far as our opportunity to control what happens. So hopefully this is a learning experience. And that's what we have to take it as. No. And I don't know what I haven't gotten an update. I know it was something with his foot, ankle area ish. I'm not sure. I don't know. They brought him in, and Asua, I think, will be okay. I got to go in there and see it right after this. But so that obviously hurts us. Bellamy's one of our difference makers, and so yeah, that's going to happen as we go. We've gone 7 straight weeks now. We're about to go on 8th, on a short week here, and then I think we get a 10-dayer, but this is, that's going to happen as you go, and we need people to step up, and at running back position we have plenty of guys that can step up, which is something that we're fortunate to have some depth. They did until we threw them the ball. That provided a little bit of juice, because I felt like the first drive was going well, and we had them in one coverage, and when we checked, they checked, and in that coverage, John needs to just throw the ball away. I mean, they didn't stay in the coverage they had originally when we changed the play, and he needs that. It's an experience thing. You got to see it and say, oh, okay, we'll just survive the play, throw it away, and we'll live to play the next down, And he tried to fit one in there, and the guy did a good job undercutting it, and that's where inexperience can show sometimes, But this will be good. This will be a great experience for him to live through, And that last play, we got to a 4th and 10, and the only thing he couldn't do is take a sack. Incomplete pass is fine. All our receivers were past 10 yards downfield on purpose, because we needed to get a first down and spike it. We did have Mayday ready, knowing that 12 seconds wasn't enough to do it, but we're going to try it anyway. You never know. And when he got sacked, we sent him, but that was the worst case. It was like, if something crazy happens and we get 9.5 yards, then we'll have to try to Mayday it, But we knew we couldn't spike it. It's not like you can throw it 8 and spike it on, because it would have been 4th down, And that's another thing for a quarterback. You got to know that situation, and even on your way down, you throw it to someone. And hopefully someone's in the area, and they don't throw a flag, but you got to get rid of it, No, I mean, we missed 2 field goals. I mean, that's the biggest thing. We're not going to score every time we're in there. We got ourselves into some situations where if we get in there and we get ourselves to a 4th down, with our defense, we're going to rely on our kicker and kick the ball. So missing the field goals hurt, and then we went for it on 1 4th and 2. That was a little bit aggressive by me, but I felt like we had the momentum when we needed it early in the third quarter. discussed with all the coaches saying, do you put the kid out there, or do you try to keep this momentum we have after stopping them and taking it down the field, and we didn't get it. We were about an inch short. They reviewed it, but we didn't get it, So I don't really think normally the answer to being good in the red zone, because we are really good in the red zone if you look statistically, is running the ball, and we do it, and so I don't think there's anything that needs to really change in the red zone. We did have one missed touchdown. John just threw a flat ball instead of putting air on it, which he'll learn from. We run that play a couple times. It's been wide open, so he's been able to throw any kind of ball he wants. This guy did a great job undercutting it and putting air on it, and he didn't. The guy got his hand on it, but Donnie ran a great route. He was open in the corner. So there'll be definitely some things that I think John will learn from it, but offensively, I don't think there's anything we'll do differently down there. We got to continue to run the ball, and if we can't push it in, we'll get kick field goals. If our defense can continue to do what it's doing as it gets more consistent. Thought about there's 10 minutes left in the game. For the fourth quarter's, the line of demarcation is like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So we had thought about going for 2 to make it an 8-point game. So then we have a chance, to make it a 3-point game. But there was a ton of time left, and ended up we still got the ball down there again and it worked out kind of like I thought it would, But there was discussion on that, and because we knew we called the play, we knew it was a real possibility. But I think it was 10-23 or something like that, because that's what caused the conversation is when do you want to start playing the chart, and so we decided we knew the game was long. We knew our defense had been 3 and out in them every single time, and they'd get us the ball back, and they did, and had to settle for a field goal on that drive that cut it to 1, but yeah, we did discuss it. But we thought with the way our defense was playing, we'd have at least 2 or 3 more opportunities than we did. We just didn't finish them. Exactly, and it depends on what the 4th down is. If it's 4th and 1 or 2, it's a different than 4th. There was a 4th and 10. There was a 4th and 7. Which your percentages go way down on those. You know what I mean? And Derek put 1 on the 6. I think he put 1 on the 12 or something like that. So, and every time we did that, we ended up getting the ball back. 2 minutes later at midfield. Which is why we did it. So it's great when you can rely on the defense because of how they're playing. And they kept showing up time and time again. I mean, obviously, in the last one, it took them a little bit longer, but they still gave us a chance with 50 seconds to go down and kick one, and but we didn't finish it. It was huge. I mean, especially after the first drive, we gave them an interception, we gave them all the momentum. They scored in 2 plays, and it was a real gut check time for them, and they bowed up. I think they had one other drive on us. Other than that, I mean, 215 yards is about as good as you're going to see. So it's good, and that's kind of what I expect. That's how they were at Ball State. That's what they can be if they just stay focused and read their keys, and if they continue doing that, I think like I've said from the day I got here, I think they could be one of the best defenses in this league. With numbers like they put up today and at Ball State and at Wagner and against Michigan State. So they're starting to get more consistent. And offensively, we're still hot and cold, and we were hotter last week than colder this week, and that's what we got to get to level off here as we get to the midseason. This is where with a back push where young guys can't have to stop being young guys. As they get more plays underneath their belt, and they'll get better. Our receivers early on, I think we dropped a couple balls and we weren't dialed in, and then I think they got better and better as they continued to relax and throughout the game, and the young guys are getting better. We can't put ourselves in as many situations to score and not score, and that's what we'll go to work on this week. No, never. It's been, the way I handle it is I'm just over communicating with them all the time about what my fears are, having them sleep in their dorms last night, because there's no hotels in town. Not something I've ever, that you'd want, but you just talk to them, and you call them for bed check and make sure they're going to bed when they should be, and they're a responsible team, and then trying to get them find a place to eat in the morning and the afternoon, and we did. Obviously, I would love to say I liked what we did. I liked the way we communicate with them. I told them the biggest thing is going to be how we come out of the locker room. And when we came out and ran the ball down the field, I felt like we were in pretty good shape, But I think the turnover swung it more than than the overnight thing. You know, that's a guess. You know, because if you look at the way we played as a total in the first half, you'd say, you know, they came out from that weird 24 hours or 12 hours or whatever it was better than us, you know. But I just over-communicate with them as how this was going to be different. It was going to be hard. And we tried to get them, once we got them here today, we tried to get them back in the regular swing of things, at least the last 4 hours before kickoff. And they came out with at least the first drive, but they came out pretty good. You know, and then, but the turnover, and that's going to happen every game. Once the momentum starts swinging, we talk about riding the highs and escaping the lows, and when you give the momentum to them, you know, it's hard to get it back. Just like when Asante had his pick, they gave it to us, you know, and but that's something we can't throw them the ball early on. You know what I mean? Oh my God, yeah, our facilities people, the administration, I mean, getting this thing up and running, and the field, the surface was phenomenal. I mean, the wind and the rain wasn't fun, but the field itself, what they did last night to get this thing ready to play was unbelievable. And the fact that we had people working all night last night to give these guys a chance to play this game was unbelievable. And we're just frustrated that we didn't give them what they wanted, which they want to give us a chance to go win for them, you know. And but it was amazing to watch. I'm sure you guys all saw on Twitter how this thing looked and how they rallied and got it done when the pressure was on, and it's unbelievable. And I applaud them for that. I wasn't sure a couple times when I looked at it, you know, but I have faith in them, and they did an unbelievable job, all of them.
Yeah, we got to give the credit to those guys. You know, they handled the adversity that we all faced yesterday. I know yesterday we came out with our hairs on fire. Those guys did too. We were kind of in a screaming match before the game. You know, just trying to intimidate each other a little bit. Then the adversity set, it started raining uncontrollably, and I just feel like those guys, I guess it shows that they handle it a whole lot better than us. So we just need to go back to the drawing board, look in the mirror, everybody look in the mirror, and just, you know, fix that first. I mean, and we pretty much practice our whole offense all week. It's not like we plan on running the ball that many times, but I guess we just go with the flow of the game, and I know. For me and Bogan, I mean, like whatever they call it, we're gonna execute it to the best of our abilities.
I think it does make things a little different, because we weren't at the Radisson. We had to go home, but at the end of the day, I felt like it gave us enough time to recover now because we just played a 7 overtime game, so there's no excuse for us saying, hey, well, the delay affected our play. I think it gave us more rest, but it was up to us to respond to that, and we didn't respond today, and. As Jarvion said, we have to give all the credit to Akron. They came out, they played hard, and they beat us. So, us as leaders, we got to pick this team up and make sure that next week we're ready to play.
I mean, I know me personally, I'm already doing my best to forget about today. Yeah, it hurts a lot. You know, so much preparation goes into each game week, goes into going to class, coming back, watching film. You know, just so much preparation goes into each week. But now, after getting our result, we're ready to take that data and go back to the drawing board, you know, and start the preparation for next week and learn from this week and just put all of our energy towards next week.